Yes. Russell West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. It's Monday. It's another week. But it does seem like the weather's going to pick up in the UK, particularly Friday. They reckon it's going to be the hottest day of the year on Friday. Anyway, it's Monday, so it's time for the Russy Rumour Roundup, the original rumour rating, where we bring you the latest rumours over the last 24, 48 hours or so. We do it a couple of times a week for anyone new to the channel. We've got a load of new subscribers. Thank you. Obviously on Saturday we spoke about Josh Brownhill and the fallout from that. Is it all downhill now with Brownhill? That's the question. And I want to address something that's been bugging me all weekend. I had a shit ton of abuse on social media, DMs, comments on the YouTube channel, all that type of stuff, calling me a stooge, a gaslighter, all that type of stuff. Listen, we are not affiliated. We do not get paid for the channel by anyone apart from YouTube. All right? I am not a gaslighter. I have a different opinion. If I have a different opinion to you, then that's not gaslighting. That's good. That's good, because that's what debate is all about. That's what having a democracy is all about. That's what having free speech is all about. That's having, if we all thought the same, it'll be a boring world and there'll be a dictatorship in terms of everyone will be thinking the same way in one way, and that's it. Anyone who deviates it is as a gaslighter. I had to look up what the expression gaslighting was because I didn't even know what it meant. I am not a gaslighter. If I have a different opinion to you, so be it, right? And that's the idea of this channel. This channel, it allows us, we try and have a fair spectrum of opinions and an open forum for people to do that. But when you start being nasty, not just to me, but to each other, that's when I don't like it. And we never block people really at all, but we will do so if it gets nasty. All right? I'm all up for debate. I'm all up for criticism. I'm all up for constructive feedback. But when it gets nasty, you get called names which have no factual proof that I'm a gaslighter. I just have a different opinion. All right? I think Josh Brownhill could, and if you listen to the whole fucking video, you actually think I said I was underwhelmed by it, but it could, in hindsight, be an okay signing based on X, Y, and Z. That's all I said. But I had to try it. It's like the witch trials. Fucking hell. Just trying to do a little YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, rant over. But I just want to say I am not a gaslighter. And I'm also saying at the front of this as well that we're not going to be signing all these players that we talk about. All right? We have been linked with, there's the list, over 100 players. All right? We are not signing them. That's about 5 Premier League squads worth of players. All right? But what we do is we sort of aggregate all the rumours, all the ITKs, all the reports, all the journalists. We aggregate them for you, so you don't have to do it yourself, and give you our opinion on them. And it's our opinion. It's not David Sullivan's opinion. It's not anyone else's opinion. It's our opinion. All right? Rant over. Let's talk about... Let's start with another midfielder, hopefully to complement. I mean, we haven't even signed Josh Brownhill first, but hopefully to complement the signing of Brownhill if it happens. And that's Valentin Atangana. According to reports over the weekend, West Ham are interested in the 19-year-old Rem defensive midfielder. He has played more than 50 matches, it says there, for Rem, over 78, including Ligue and playing for Rem 2. In Ligue 2. And he's represented at France every level, though is he Cameroonian as well, but he's represented France all the way up to 21s. He is highly regarded in France, but Rennes being relegated from Ligue 1 into Ligue 2, which means that an exit seems very likely while they try and balance the books, and probably means that the price will come cheaper for the likes of West Ham, as well as people like Aston Villa have been linked with it, and Eintracht Frankfurt as well. And according to the reports, the French club are looking for around 10 million euros, 8 million quid. Seems an absolute snip. Which means there's not just going to be West Ham sniffing around for Valentine, but a number of other clubs as well. He's not the tallest player in there. He's 5'9", quite diminutive. But, similar to sort of Angel Gomez type sort of physique, really. And obviously, there was a wide, and actually, probably thinking on paper with the whatever people are going to be paying for Adrian Gomez's signing on fee, it might even be a cheaper deal without shadow of a doubt. But there's so many clubs after him. So Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, is going to give it a Lamar. I'm giving it a 50-50. Seems to fit the profile of players we want to be signing in, but it's not, and that's something someone that's mentioned about Josh Brown. Oh, we've been linked in 3 years ago, 4 years ago. There's a finite number of players, and the thing is, everyone has access to data. Everyone has access to data to these, so it's finding that competitive edge. And he's 19. He might think he might be a bit too early to go to a Champions League side in Premier League, for example, where West Ham might come in and he can develop his game in the Premier League. Just a thought. Another player we'd be linked to, all these players would be linked to, is Nico Gonzalez, not the Nico Gonzalez from Man City, but from Juventus. And he is described as a wild card, according to the Gazzetta dello Sport report yesterday in their actual newspaper. The Italian giants signed the Argentinian last season from Fiorentina after an initial loan deal with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. However, he hasn't lived up to expectations in his debut season, and the Turin outfit are now prepared to sell him for around £5 million less than what they paid for. He could be in the region of 25 million quid. But according to reporting Gazzetta dello Sport, West Ham are showing an interest in him, and they look to face competition from the likes of Brentford as well. Last season, 26 games, 3 goals and 2 assists. Didn't really set the world alight, but quite an uncharacteristically poor season for him, to be honest. If you look at his numbers in his previous 3-year stints at Fiorentina, West Ham have every reason to be more excited about the possibility of him coming in. He notched at least 15 goal contributions in each of the seasons with Fiorentina, and could be that creativity that we could well need if we're led to believe certain players will be moved on. He actually lined up against us, ironically, in the Europa Conference League final for Fiorentina back in 2023, so it could be turning out in our colours instead soon, possibly. The Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, it's the money, in it. 27 for, 25 million for a 27-year-old. I think we can do better than that, 40%. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 in the Russy Rumour rating. Let's talk about another gentleman, but I haven't got, where is his, let me just bring up his stats. Let me just bring up quickly. I haven't got it. We'll press that button anyway. Viktor from Genoa. Girona, rather, not Genoa, Girona. Apparently, according to a report in Spanish news outlet AS, Girona need to sell, and West Ham are among the clubs preparing a bid for Viktor, having monitored him apparently across the whole of last season. Not just us though, Fulham, Bournemouth, Villa, Man United are all interested in the 27-year-old Ukrainian international. Report suggests that the Spanish club values him at around 18.5 million quid. He's got a minimum release clause of 25 on his contract, but will be happy to sell him for less. I mean, him on the left-hand side with Bowen on the right. He's tricky. He's quick. I think let me bring up his stats. I had his stats before. Let me quickly just bring them up quickly. He's got some. Let me just bring up his stats. Where's that gone? TYS. That's it. Tsygankov. Viktor Tsygankov. He where's his stats? He's had 13 goals in 59 appearances for Ukraine. He's got 321 appearances under his belt and 107 goals. Granted, 94 of them were in his time in Dynamo Kiev, where he spent the best part of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. But in 3 seasons in La Liga, he's played over 85 appearances, 13 goals plus assists as well on top of that. So I don't know where I thought someone like Nico was 27 for the value. 18, you might even get him less than 18. If you've got like 15 million quid, I think for a 27-year-old, I think that ain't going to be a bad deal. But again, a number of clubs you've seen, I've given him a 60% because I could see more value in him because he's had a decent few seasons in La Liga, and he's pacey. Although the last Ukrainian, in terms of Yarmolenko, didn't really hit the wall. the world of light when it came to West Ham. But I just think could be, and as I said, the Liga club needs to sell as well. So maybe. Let's talk about Matthias Kvistgaarden. We spoke about him before, but according to reports in the Mail Online, which closely aligns with what ex-WHU employees said about Graham Potter and Carl McCauley, the 23-year-old Danish forward has been on West Ham's radar since the start of the year when Potter took over. This season for Brøndby, 17 goals and established himself as one of the Danish Superliga's standout performance. Now, we've been linked with Lucas Tsygankov as well. I believe Lucas, there's obviously a number of clubs as well interested in him, and Matthias as well. Clubs are interested because of his fantastic goal scoring this season in the Danish Superliga. According to reports, Celtic are reportedly preparing a £12 million bid of their own, and the Glasgow Giants are believed to be further along in negotiations. So if we want to get Matthias in, we need to get him in now. He's 5'8" though, so he's not going to see that. He doesn't really fit for me the profile of the striker we're trying to look for. I think Lucas Tsygankov does. He's over 6 foot. This guy is a fox in the box. He is. 5'8", he's quick, he's lethal, he's very well. Just put him in front of goal rather. He will, 9 out of 10, put it in the onion bag. But I don't know. But 12 million quid, if you got him for that, 15 million for 23-year-old, that ain't bad. And even if it was someone to complement the big man up front. Obviously, we still got Nicholas Füllkrug, who played 90 minutes for Germany the other day, so he can play full 90 minutes, Mr. Potter. But anyway, I could see that because of the value. I've given it a 60%, just because of the value of it. I think for me, Lucas seems more the type of Potter signing in terms of fitting within the system, but Matthias, we linked with like Jonathan David and stuff like that. I wouldn't say Jonathan David was a target man as such. He was a lethal, quick striker, and pace is something we probably need as well. So we'd be surprised to see us put a bid in for him. Let's go to goalkeepers now. Obviously, we've been linked with the likes of Robert Sanchez and people like that. We've also been linked with Petrovic, the Chelsea third, or not really third, well, he's third choice really, but was been on loan at Strasbourg, who had a very, very decent season. 25-year-old Serbian had a very successful loan and was awarded their Player of the Year trophy. Now, sources at Strasbourg, obviously and close to Petrovic, believe the loan move has been productive and allowed him to develop his footwork, which has set up a chance for him to either return to Chelsea or for another club. The club, Chelsea, are looking at around £25 million, which seems a lot of money at the moment for him, to be honest. But reports saying that West Ham is another one on our list of goalkeepers. And to me, I don't think the goalkeeper will be addressed as such in terms of forward, in terms of being moved any forward until the goalkeeper coach is appointed. Obviously, we know Xavi is leaving. And I think when whoever comes in, it was Ben Roberts, but there's other people who've been linked to the job as well, including David Martin as well, from West Ham goalkeeper. I think then you'll see that, because obviously they'll be putting a lot of input into who comes in as that sort of player who's going to compete for the first number 1 jersey with Areola. But Lamar, 50-50. He's 25, good age. I said he had a great season for Strasbourg last year, but obviously Strasbourg and Blue Co, Chelsea and all that malarkey, it's all a bit weird. So, yeah, not too sure. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. I did watch a little bit of him in Liga for Strasbourg, and he didn't didn't do anything spectacular. But then for a goalkeeper, I don't think you want to do anything. If you stand out as a goalkeeper, you've either done a few good saves or you've had an absolute mare, and just seemed to be a steady Eddie. And yeah, so as I said, that's the list now we're currently on. That is the list we are currently on. 103, 6, 112 players we've been linked with and never been kissed. Never been kissed. Anyway, Thanks for spending some time with me. As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Also, don't forget, this Thursday night, we finished the DiCanio signed shirt. There it is, signed by the great man himself in the feeler. Get yourself a absolute bargain, £5, a ticket. And if you hit the links in below from Rafa, that will be going out. Well, finish on Thursday, so they'll probably put it out on Friday. So you might even get it for Father's Day, maybe if you're in the UK. I'll get Costa Hammer. He won the draw, the daily draw. We might do one of those. Keep an eye on the channel. We drop them all the time, these daily draws, just to make sure you're paying attention. And off this one, we'll have another shirt we'll be putting to Rafa. We've got quite a few coming up. We've got a belter coming up. Oh, we've got it's signed by Bonds, Brooklyn, and Noble. Nice. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Nice. Let me know in the comments below, respectfully, any of those float your boat. Let us know. Much love. Bye-bye.